Okay, hello grade 10s. We are starting with the topic of statistics, grade 10. Now the first thing that I want us to look at is what we call measures of central tendency. Measures of central tendency. They are three measures of central tendency, and you guys, you must be able to remember all those three measures of what? Central tendency. They are three measures of central tendency. Let's talk about those three guys. What are those three guys? We call them measures of central what? Tendency. Measure of central tendency. Let's hear. Anyone? Just give one. They are three. We call them three measures of what? Central tendency. Just give one. Three measures of central tendency. You guys said you have started with statistics. Now I'm checking. Give me one. One. Only one. We have got what we call the mean. Mean, median, and mode. They all start with M. Mean, median, and mode. These are what? Three measures of what? Central tendency. The mean is also called the average value. The average value. That is the mean. It is also called what? The average value. So the first thing that I want us to calculate is the mean, which is one of the measure of what? Central tendency. So the first question says, calculate the average value. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the mean. We must be able to calculate what? The mean. And guys, okay, in grade 10 we normally deals with a data which is ungrouped. So that data is ungrouped. I want you to calculate the average value, the mean. We are going to look at two ways. The first way is by making use of a formula. We can use a formula to calculate what? The mean. And the symbol that represents the mean is X bar. When you see X bar, we are talking about what? The mean. So what is the formula for calculating this mean? I'm going to say the sum. This is a Greek symbol for sum. When you see this symbol in maths, it simply means what? The sum. So you are going to say the sum of all values. I will say sum of xi. So this x here represents the values on your data. No? So we are going to find the sum of all values, starting with the first one up to the end, up to the last one. We are going to add all our values, starting with the first one, ending with the last one. Now we are going to divide by n. This is your formula. I might have complicated the formula because I wrote it clearly mathematically. I wrote my formula mathematically. If I use more like if I just focus on English, not using mathematical variables, I will say the mean is the sum of all values divided by number of values. Here I've simplified my formula. Right. The sum of all values. So when you are looking for the mean, you must first have what? The sum of all values. Divide by what? Number of values. So let us find the sum of all values. How are we going to find the sum of all values? We add all our values. So we are going to add 14 with 15 with 16. We add all our values which are found on the data. You add all your values after 5 it's 7 to 7. You add all your values to find the sum. What is the sum of all our values? When you add all those values, how much you get? 106. So the sum of all values is 117. Now you are going to divide by what? Number of values. How many are they? How many those values are they? When you count those values, how many do you have? 13. Again? Is it 13? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So your mean is what? 117 divided by what? By 12. So you get the mean. How much is 117 divided by 12? We're going to round off to 2 decimal places. How much is your mean? 9,75. So when you are calculating the mean, you just have to remember your formula, and then everything becomes so easy. So I calculated the mean using what? The formula. What is the formula? Sum of all values divided by what? Number of values. So you have to add some guys, and you have to tell us how many guys did you add. On top, you add those guys, you get 117. Underneath, you tell us how many guys did you get? 12. So you found the mean. Now, I want us to find the mean, but by relying more on our calculator. We are not going to use the formula. We are going to rely on what? On a calculator. The calculator can be able to find what? The mean. So we are going to look at the procedure that we can follow to just find the mean using what? Our calculator. The first thing that you do, let us all use our Casio. The first step is to press mode. That's the first thing that you do on your Casio. You press mode. So I want us to move together, step by step. Don't rush. Let's move together. The first thing that we do, we press what? Mode. So when we press mode, what? We're going to select number 2 for steps. So you're going to press 2 for steps. After pressing 2, what happens? That's why I said we are going to move together. You guys, you don't know how to move together again. So now we are going to press what? Yeah, you don't know how to move together. Yes, now we are going to press number 1 for 1 minus VAR. You are going to press 1 for what? 1 minus VAR. Now you have what? The table for sure. Again, that's when you start doing what? To insert your data. So you are going to now press 14 and press equal sign. Can we all insert our data? We press 14 We press equal sign, we press 15, we press equal sign. Let us insert the data on the table. Press 14, press equal sign, you insert all the data. Did you insert all the data? Insert all your data on the table. Did you insert all the data? Yes, make sure that you enter all the values, starting with 14, ending with what? With 7. Make sure that you insert all the values on the table. Did you insert all the values? Okay, good. Now, after inserting all the values, you now press AC. You press AC on your Casio, then you press Shift 1. Then you press Shift 1. What happens after pressing Shift 1? We get what we are looking for. Oh, we are going to press number 4, VAR. Yes, we now press 4 for VAR. For sure now, yes, you are going to get X bar on number 2, which is what? The mean. Yes, so select number 2 and press equal sign and see what we get. Number 2 is how much? 9,75. So we found the mean by making use of what? Of a calculator. We did not rely on the formula this time. Again, so you have to remember all these steps. You need to remember all the steps. Now, before we even go further, still relying on our calculator, we can find a value which is called the standard deviation. They will also ask you about the standard deviation with this kind of with this one. Once they ask you to find the standard deviation, you are going to rely on your calculator. So let us find the standard deviation using our calculator. We have already inserted the data. We are not going to start again. We are going to let's press AC. Or actually, don't just press Shift 1. Just press Shift 1. Press Shift 1 and press 4 for VAR. Still the same ideas. Shift 1, 4 for VAR. Do you see a standard deviation there? You guys, you are not following. Yes, the standard is number 3, yes. It's how much? It's 5,43. So once they say calculate the standard deviation, you are just going to rely on your Casio. Again, you insert the data the same way, then you select Shift 1, you come to this part actually. You press Shift 1, you press 4 for VAR. Instead of selecting the mean, you select what? The standard deviation with this kind of a symbol. No, yeah, normally it's represented by this symbol. Don't worry. I understand your concern. Okay, so another measure of central tendency is what? The median. Can we define the median? What is the median? What is the median? Let's define the median. Before we find the median, let's define the median. What is the median? Yes, the median is the middle value After arranging your data in ascending order, don't say the median is the middle value. The median is the middle value after arranging the data in what? Ascending order. So you have to arrange the data in ascending order first. What is the median? Middle value. Yes, after arranging in ascending order. I'll just say AO, ascending order. So let us arrange the data in ascending order, meaning we write starting with the lowest. So we start with 1, followed by what? Followed by 1. Let us arrange the data in ascending order, writing from the lowest to the highest. It's 1. Yes. 2. Be patient. Be patient. 1, 2, 5. Yes. 5. 7. 7. 8. 9. 14. 15. 16. 16. 17. Yes. Now the median is going to be what? The middle value. So you have to find the number which is at the middle. That is going to be what? Your median. Again, let me do this. Tick, 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 tick. I want to identify which number is in the median. Tick, 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 tick. So we have got 2 guys in the middle, which is 8 and 9. So in this case, if you have got 2 guys in the middle, you add those 2 guys, you divide by what? By 2. So your median, which is also called Q2, come in. Your median, which is also called what? Q2. This median, we can also call it a middle quartile. The median can also be called what? The middle quartile, Q2. So what do? You add these 2 numbers, you divide them by what? By 2. So you are going to get 17 divided by 2, which is how much? 8,5. So our median is 8,5. Our median is 8,5, which is Q2. The median is Q2. So we must be able to find what? The median is the middle term after arranging in what? In ascending order. You must first arrange in ascending order, then look for the guy in the middle. Yes, if there are 2, you add and divide by 2. Now pay attention. We just found the median, which is called the middle quartile. I want us to identify the lower quartile. The lower quartile, which is Q1. We just found Q2. I want us to find what? The lower quartile, which is what? Q1. How do we find the lower quartile? How do we find the lower quartile? Level A. Don't forget that the median actually, the median we said is how much? 8.5, which is between these 2 numbers. 8 and what? And 9. If you don't pay attention, you won't be able to follow. The median, we said the median actually is made up of these two numbers. We added these two and we divided by what? By 2. So I will assume that my median is somewhere between 8 and 9. Remember, my median is 8,5. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the median and take all the numbers on the left side of the median. Leave the median, take all the numbers on the left side. Which numbers do we have on the left side? We have got 1, 2, 5, 7, 7, 8. Remember, 8 alone is not a median. I said the median is 8 plus 9 divided by 2, which is 8,5. So we leave the median, we take all the numbers on the left. So which one is in the median in this case? Which one is in the median? If we focus on the left, we are going to have 2 guys in the median. Because 1 with 8, 2 with 7, yes, this 5 and 7, they are 2 numbers in the median. So they will give us the lower quartile. So what is Q1? It's 5 plus 7 divided by 2. Actually, the lower quartile in this case is between 5 and what? And 7. So you add them, you divide by 2, which is how much? 6. It's your lower quartile, which is your Q1. Now let us identify our upper quartile. Let us identify what? Our upper quartile, which is what? Q3. When you are looking for the upper quartile, you leave the median, which is 8.5, you go to the right side. This is where you find what? Your upper quartile. So you're going to look at this side. Which number do we have in the median? 9 goes with 17, 14, 16. So I'm left with these 2 guys in the median. So what is my Q3? My Q3 is going to be 15 plus 16 divided by what? By 2. So Q3 is between 15 and 16, which is how much? 15,5. So I'm hoping that by now you are able to find Q1, which is what? The lower quartile. You are able to find what? Q2, which is the median. And you are able to find what? Q3, which is the upper quartile. Now, with this 5, later now, with this Q1, Q2, and Q3, Q1, Q2, Q3, we can talk about 5 number summary. We have what we call 5 number summary. What makes 5 number summary? There are 5 things that makes 5 number summary. For now, I gave you only 3. I gave you Q1, which is a lower quartile. I gave you Q2, which is the median. I gave you Q3, which is the upper quartile. There are 2 things that are missing in order to have 5 number summary. 5 number summary is made up of 5 things. I gave you only 3. Which 2 are missing? Can you give me this? Can you give me those 2? Yes, the minimum and the maximum. So the minimum and the maximum. So when we talk about 5 number summary, we talk about these 5 things. The minimum, the Q1, the Q2, the Q3, and the maximum. This is what? Our 5 number summary. So what is the minimum when we look at this data? What is the minimum value? 1. Q1 we said is how much? 6. Q2 we said is how much? 8,5. Q3 we said is how much? 15,5. What is the maximum value? 17. So this makes what? The 5-number summary. What can we use the 5-number summary for? What do we use this 5-number summary for? Yes? Yes, we use the 5-number summary to draw box and whisker diagram. To draw box and whisker diagram. We use the 5-number summary to draw box and whisker diagram. Let me give you few minutes to draw box and whisker diagram. Okay, so we are using the 5-number summary to draw box and whisker diagram. So the minimum value is 1. So on top of 1, you put a dot. That's our minimum value. Our Q1, which is the lower quartile, it's 6. So on top of 6, you also put a point. Our Q2 is 8,5. 8,5 is between 8 and 9. So you would go and put a point. You write here, you say 8,5. And then Q3, which is the upper quartile, it's 15,5 between 15 and 16. So 15,5. And then the maximum value is 17. So what you do this. You connect the first 2 points. From here, go there. You connect the last 2 points. From here, you go here. You draw a box from here to there. So this is your box and whisker diagram. This is your minimum. This is your, here it's your Q1, which is 6. Q2, which is 8,5. Q3, which is 15,5. And you have maximum, which is 17. This is your box and whisker diagram. So it was easy, no? Huh? Yeah. So you have to comment. Let us comment on the skewness. On the skewness of the box. What can you say? The box is skewed to the right. The box is skewed to the right. You are commenting on the skewness of the box. Why are we saying it's skewed to the right? Because you can see that on this box, too much portion is on the right side. Again, so the box is skewed to the right. If it was something like this, something like this, you are going to say it is skewed to the left because too much portion is on the left side, only small portion on the right. So this box is skewed to the left. Again, in other instance, the box can be symmetrically skewed. if this median is at the middle. If this portion is equals to this portion, we say the box is symmetrically skewed. So the box can be skewed to the right, can be skewed to the left, or can be what? Symmetrical. So you need to be able to comment on the skewness of the box. I want us to make calculation of the following. Let us calculate the range and also interquartile range. Range and also what? Interquartile range. Range and interquartile range. What is the range? The range is the difference between the maximum and the minimum. The difference between the maximum and the minimum. So if you take the maximum and subtract what? The minimum, you get what? The range. The range is the difference between the highest value and what? The lowest value. What is the highest value when we look at the data? It's 17. Again, we said the maximum value is 17. So it's 17 minus what is our minimum value? It's 1. So the range is 17 minus 1, which is 16. The range, please remember this, the range is the highest value minus what? The lowest value. Maximum minus minimum. What about the interquartile range? How do we find the interquartile range? Interquartile range, you say Q3 minus Q1. This is the formula for calculating interquartile range, which is what? Q3 minus Q1. What is Q3? Q3, we are talking about the upper quartile. We are talking about what? The upper quartile, which is how much? We said Q3 is 15,5. So you say 15,5 minus, you subtract your lower quartile. How much is your lower quartile? Your Q1 is how much? 6. Which means that the interquartile range, the difference between Q3 and Q1 is 9,5. 9,5. That is your interquartile range. So don't confuse the two concepts. Don't confuse the range with the interquartile range. The range is the highest minus the lowest. What is the interquartile range? It's upper quartile minus what? Lower quartile. I'm going to give you a small class activity. Hopefully you are going to get to time.